The whole concept of Ben 10 is a 10-year-old kid having a watch that turns him into 10 different alien superheroes. These 10 aliens are the foundation of the whole Ben 10 franchise and are some of the best aliens in the entire franchise. They set the standard for what Ben 10 aliens should be jumping off from this point, so we should celebrate and cherish these aliens. And my way of doing that is brutally ranking each one of these aliens from worst to best. So now I think it's time to introduce these aliens, before we rank them. And the 10 original Ben 10 aliens are Heat Blast, he's the fire one. Wild Mutt, the dog one. Diamond Head, you're not gonna guess this one, but he's the diamond one. Accelerate, the fast one. Gray Matter, the brains. Forearms, the bronze. Stingfly, the bird insect thing. Ripjaws, the useless fish. Upgrade, no really fast way to describe him without kind of just saying he's a blob that merges with things and upgrades them, but only if they're technology. So that's kind of the best way to describe Upgrade in a semi-quick way. And finally, Ghost Freak. You're not gonna guess this one, but he's the ghost. These are the 10 original Ben 10 aliens that I'm going to be ranking from worst to best today. Now, some intelligent people may question, why am I making a ranking video of only the 10 original aliens and not all of the aliens in the Ben 10 franchise, kind of like I promised to do twice and never fulfilled those promises? Well, the answer to that question is so complex and so mind-blowing that if I try to explain it to you guys, your brains are gonna explode, because that's just how complex the answer is, okay? And it definitely isn't just I'm too lazy to rank every Ben 10 alien, so I'm only gonna do the original 10. That's definitely not the reason. I'm not just lazy and I don't want to edit a video of 60-something aliens. Anyways, before we start this ranking, remember to like and subscribe and comment down below your rankings. For the rest of this video, it will be completely unscripted. This part has been scripted, so you're gonna get my raw, unfiltered thoughts directly into your brains. So with all of that out of the way, let's rank Ben 10's original 10.
So if you see him, you might be in for a big surprise. He'll turn into an alien before your very eyes.
Number 10. Ripjaws. Now, some people may want you to believe that Ripjaws is a useful alien. He's unique, he's quirky, he's so cool. Well, they're lying to you. They're trying to gaslight you into believing that Ripjaws isn't a worthless piece of crap. We're keeping it PG on this channel. But Ripjaws is horrible, okay? People will try to convince you that he's not just a big glorified fish. That's what Ripjaws is. He's a fish. That's all he does. He can't breathe outside of water. Did the Omnitrix maybe not think of giving him a breathing apparatus or something? Outside of water, he's kind of useless. I understand the Earth is 75% water, but guess what? Humans live on the land, not in the water. So you know what the original Ben 10 series has to do in every single episode that has Ripjaws in it? They either have to have a water scene so he can be useful, or have him just die on land because he doesn't have any water to, breathe with or something. He's useless. He's useless. This is why I genuinely hate Ripjaws. I hate him with a burning passion, okay? I've had a moment to calm down. I think I went a little bit too far. I don't like Ripjaws, my least favorite alien of the original 10 aliens. But, I think I just need to calm down. I'm gonna calm down. It's not that deep. Basically, I don't like Ripjaws because people try to tell me that he's unique and he's cool and that because he can't breathe in water, Ben has to be more creative with him. But I think that's the complete opposite. Because Ripjaws can't breathe outside of water, he's useless outside of water. So anytime there's a scene and Ripjaws is used outside of water in that scene, I know where the story's gonna go. It's gonna go with Ben starting to suffocate because he doesn't have any water around him. That's what happens anytime there isn't water around Ripjaws. He's not unique. He's just the same formulaic thing over and over again, but people say that he's unique when he's not. And he doesn't even appear in season 3 of the classic series. That's why he goes in number 10. Number 9, Gray Matter. Now, Gray Matter is number 9 simply for the same reason Ripjaws is number 9. He's basically just an alien that has 2 defaults anytime he comes on screen. It's either that, he crawls into, a space the villains can't crawl into because he's smaller, or he just, somehow uses his innate knowledge to, climb on his opponents and, hit their nerves so they can't fight anymore. Kind of like that one woman from Avatar: The Last Airbender. And he does the same thing for robots, just the equivalent for robots. He just pulls out their wiring so they can't function anymore, and that's how he defeats foes. So it's just when people say, oh, Gray Matter's creative and he's cool and he's unique, and every time he's on screen Ben has to find a creative way to use him. I'm like, no, he doesn't, because he just does the same 2 things every single time. I know what Ben's gonna do when he turns into Gray Matter. It's not unique, it's predictable. Gray Matter is one of the most predictable aliens on this entire playlist alongside Ripjaws. Their abilities are just too specific to their situation to where it just kind of leads to 2 results anytime they're on screen. And that's why I don't like Gray Matter, for the same reason I don't like Ripjaws. But at least Gray Matter doesn't suffocate without water in a 20-mile radius. So he goes in number 9. Number 8, Stingfly. Now, Stingfly is number 8 simply just because I have a bias towards him. I don't like how he looks. I don't like how he sounds. I don't like how he flies around. If you think about it, Stingfly is my Drake, and I'm Kendrick, except I can't rap. This is the only difference between the scenarios, okay? So I hate everything about him. It's just like, there's no really justifiable reason for me to hate him, except for just like personal bias. So that's why he goes number 8, because I have genuine reasons for not liking Gray Matter and Ripjaws. For Stingfly, it's really just like, I don't like him. I don't like anything about him. That's why he goes in the number 8 spot. Number 7, Upgrade. Now we're finally starting to get into aliens that I actually like. Numbers 10 through 8, I just don't generally like, and I even hate. In one case, I hate Ripjaws. But yeah, finally getting down to number 7. These are aliens I actually like. They're not aliens I love. I don't think I love any aliens until we get to like the number 4 spot and below that. Like number 7 to like number 5 are aliens that I'd like. I don't hate them. I don't love them. They're kind of in that middle. They're kind of like the middle child, you know? It's like, I don't hate you like I hate my oldest child. I don't love you like I love my youngest child. You're just there. Probably a mistake, but you're here. But anyways, Upgrade I think is pretty cool. Number 7 spot, very versatile. And he's actually versatile, unlike Ripjaws, because like he can upgrade pieces of technology and he can like upgrade them in a very interesting way that can actually serve the plot and make the plot interesting. But yeah, I just think Upgrade's very interesting, has a very interesting design. I like how Upgrade's voice is basically just Ben's voice, but just like with a little, I guess, voice changer.
True sumo slammer never retreats. I'm going to defeat him honorably.
I like his laser beams that he uses in the episode Tourist Trap against Megawatt. I just think he's really cool. Aside from that, I really like Upgrade. It's just like the middle child. It's just where I'm like, I don't have any reasons to hate you. Well, I guess that was the same thing for Stingfly, and I still hate him, so. Yeah, anyways, I like Upgrade. Let's move on to the next one, because my logic isn't logicking anymore. Number 6. Wild Mutt. Now, Wild Mutt goes ahead of Upgrade just because Wild Mutt reminds me of Daredevil, and I love the Daredevil Netflix show, and like, Wild Mutt's basically just Daredevil, you know? He's blind, and he has to use like, basically echolocation to be able to see. I think Wild Mutt's pretty interesting, has a pretty easy design to draw, which I appreciate when I have to draw Wild Mutt, or when I want to draw Wild Mutt. Wild Mutt also has some pretty cool scenes. Overall, I really like Wild Mutt. Again, it's just like another middle child. It's like, you exist. You know, you're in the playlist. I wouldn't want you out of the playlist, but I would not put you in the playlist if you weren't already in the playlist. Your spot is reserved and you will be saved in the playlist, but like, if you get kicked out, I'm not going to re-invite you in. That's my opinions on Wild Mutt. I think he's pretty cool, but I don't know. There's just something about him. He's just too bland, I guess. He's just basically a big dog. That does kind of balance out with the fact that he is basically just Daredevil. That's why he goes in the number 6 spot. Number 5, Forearms. I tried to do the voice of Forearms and it just didn't work out. So basically Forearms goes into number 5 because I think Forearms is the perfect embodiment of just mediocre, like middle of the road, you know? He has 4 arms, he's a big red dude, he has some pretty cool scenes, especially that one scene against Hex, that's pretty cool, and the Aztec god in the episode Ultimate Weapon, but it's just like, he's just a big red dude with 4 arms. When that coolness factor wears off, I'm just kind of like, there's nothing else to you, bro. All you do is just like punch. And I'm just kind of left bored because he's just a big, like, buff guy. You're just a big buff guy, but you have 2 extra arms. Like, I don't really care. If I want to go see Buff Man, I can go watch Sam Solik work out, okay? That's why he goes to number 5. You know, he's better than the other guys because he has some really cool scenes and like he's really buff and stuff. And he has a really cool imposing like figure and he has a cool voice. It's just, besides from that, all he does is his punch. But he still goes into the number 5 slot anyways. I don't really care. Number 4. Ghost Freak! It sounds like I'm an old person. Boo! But number 4 goes to Ghost Freak. That's because Ghost Freak is the GOAT. He's the only alien to break out of the Omnitrix. Technically not, because in Alien Force Season 3, a lot of aliens break out. But in the classic series, he was like the only one to do it, or he was the first one to do it at least, and that's something. He also had like one of the coldest episodes in the entire classic series with the episode Ghost Freaked Out. He was just constantly aura farming in that episode. He was just so spooky. It gave me nightmares as a kid watching that episode, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, Ghost Freak was super cool. Ghost Freak also had some cool appearances by Ben, especially in the episode, Man, I'm a fraud. I can't remember an episode of Ben 10. I'm a fraud. But in the episode where Ghost Freak fights on Bozo, he does some pretty cool things there, especially when he opens up like his skin, reveals his tentacles, and like scares some Bozo and like kills him or something. That was super cool. Ghost Freak is just super cool. He has a super cool voice.
Now don't tell me you're afraid of old Ghost Freak.
He was really cool in the episode Hunted when he fought Crab and he went intangible and stuff. He can go invisible and tangible. He can like kill clowns by just like, I guess, taking off his skin or something, which is pretty freaky when you think about it. But yeah, overall, I just think Ghost Freak is just a very well mixed balance of being like a goofy alien Ben can use, a very spooky alien, a very cool alien. He just has everything. He has everything. He has a good design, a good voice, and he just is very adaptable to any situation. He can be goofy, funny, scary, aura farming like I just butchered his name. What's his name? Junwin?
That's racist.
The guy from Solo Leveling. He can aura farm like the guy from Solo Leveling. But yeah, I think Ghost Freak earns the number 4 slot. He's really cool, but the next 3 aliens, they're just a step above him. Number 3. I tried to do Heat Blast voice, it did not work. But yeah, number 3 is Heat Blast. I think it's pretty easy to see why Heat Blast is this high up. He's a big fire guy. He's a big fire guy covered in rocks. That is just super cool. Like, think about Johnny Storm, one of the coolest characters in Marvel, because he's just a fire guy. But aside from his design, and aside from the fact that he's really cool, Heat Blast has so much versatility in the series, especially when it just comes to fire. Fire abilities, like in Fire Force, just have a lot of different usages, and I just think fire is a really cool ability. And definitely what Heat Blast does with fire in the series is really cool, especially that scene in Monster Weather when he's fighting the AI program Sam and he turns into the big water monster, and Heat Blast has to basically get hot enough to where he evaporates the entire monster. That is so cold. It is such a cool scene, and man, just thinking about it, like, Heat Blast is just a cool alien. He's very versatile with his fire abilities, and I think that's all you need to be this high up. He has a cool voice, cool ability, because fire is cool just inherently, and he's very versatile, and Ben uses him a ton of really cool scenes with really great animation. So I just think Heat Blast deserves the number 3 spot, and I just think he's really cool. I just think the next 2 aliens, they're even cooler, and they're better, and I like them more, because of personal bias. Yeah. Number 2, Accelerate. Accelerate's just a super cool alien. I think he's cooler than Heat Blast just because he has that sleek black design with such a cool helmet. He's super fast. He has spike claw hands. Like, you can poke people's eyes out. It's like the Flash, but with knives. Think about that. That is such a cool thing. The Flash with knives. And that's what Accelerate is. He is the Flash with knives, and he has a black and blue color scheme, a super cool voice, and he can run on water. So many cool scenes. And I think that puts him above Heat Blast in terms of just like coolness factor and versatility. I think Accelerate's just more versatile because of his speed. It has been proven that if you're durable enough, then Accelerate's kind of screwed with like the Vilgax fight on top of Mount Rushmore, but most people aren't as durable as Vilgax, so Accelerate can easily just speed blitz them and like stab their eyes out and like kill them, and that's pretty versatile. If you can slow down time like Accelerate did in the episode The Unnaturals at the baseball game, if you can slow down time like that, you can spend that time learning how to be a doctor, learning how to be a lawyer and stuff, and reading so many books, you could become super smart, and that's something you could do with Accelerate's powers. And that's what I would do with Accelerate's powers. I'd learn like everything there is about like the human anatomy. But overall, Accelerate, super cool, really cool design, very versatile power, very cool power, and he's pretty OP because he can basically go so fast he can stop time. That's why Accelerate's number 2. Also just personal bias because I think Accelerate's really cool. But that leads just one more alien to be my number 1, to be my top dog. And number 1 is Diamond Head! When I think of perfection, I think of Diamond Head, because Diamond Head is perfection. He's super cool, has a cool voice, his powers are the most versatile in the entire Ben 10 verse. Come at me, bro, I don't care, I'll say it. And he's just so cool. You know, I already made a whole video talking about why Diamond Head is so great, but if I just want to sum that up, his designs are constantly amazing in any adaptation or any version of his character. Always has a great voice actor, has one of the best get back stories in the entirety of Ben 10, you know. He once got completely bodied and no-diffed by Vilgax on top of Mount Rushmore 5 years later, and he beat the living crap out of a 10 times stronger Vilgax. That is my goat. That is Diamond Head. Did it make sense that Diamond Head could do that? No. But was it cool? Yes. Because Diamond Head is my goat. So that's my ranking for Ben 10's original 10. Now, did some of my logic not make sense? Well, yes, some of my logic didn't make sense, but did we have fun? Yes, we did. And that's all that matters, is having fun, because what's the point of life if not to have a little fun? That's the overall theme and moral of this video. Have fun, but not at the cost of others' expense. Basically, just don't be a bad person and have fun. That's the moral of the video. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.